Everyone on the timeline was telling you it was going to be a wrecked September, and then it was going to be Uptober. And is Uptober canceled? I mean, over the last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 8%. Just today, over the 24 hours, down 3%, which is a pretty substantial move whenever it comes to the king of the market in Bitcoin. So I'm going to go over today, is Uptober canceled, or is this just par for the course, as history does show that at a certain point in October is typically when things turn around. So we're going to jump into that. I'm going to talk about the altcoins that I would be the most focused on during this dip, as well as some of the things you could be doing during this dip, some new airdrops to go farm, and really some large airdrops to go farm. So let's go ahead, dive right into it, guys. Drop down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content here on In the Game. Every single week, we're dropping you multiple videos, giving you all the alpha across crypto gaming, AI, meme coins, etc. And as well, shout out to all of our sponsors down below in the description. We have Epic War, we have Ledger, we have NordVPN, as well as Moon Tropica, FOMO as well, and all of our exchange partners. And this month is the month. From October 1st to the 31st, we are running the World Series of Trading. So you can jump in. $10 million USDT is up for grabs over the next 16 hours. The early bird registration ends. You're going to want to drop down below, and actually, we're doing a big squad this year. So whenever you join up, you're with me, Rand, Sheldon, Kyle, all of the guys. It's one big squad, and we're looking to take home that squad of the year prize pool, as well as just knock down all of these prizes, right? There's $10 million up for grabs, and it's going to go up for the best traders. So if you are a member on Bybit already, or if you want a Bybit account and to jump in to the World Series of Trading competition and trade alongside all of us with Crypto Banter, jump down below and sign up using my link in the description. Let's go ahead and dive right into the content today. Yesterday, we did the AI tier list. I know, obviously it's harder to rank these things than it is gaming. If you didn't check that out, the full video is on the channel. It was the video I did right before this one. And I did have a gross omission on this one because I'm very bullish on a particular project, Neural AI. They're actually building with the 𝗬𝗏 subnet, which I think is just anything that links up with 𝗬, I think, has such a strong narrative. And personally speaking, I think that it's just such a strong token, and it's proven to move very hard whenever the market turns upwards. So whenever I would put that here, it'd probably be, to me, in the A tier between PAL and between 0x0. So it would be right here. So it would have been A tier for me. I just wanted to point that out because I think that was the one that I did omit that I really wish I had included into the video. But let's jump right into it, guys. I mean, obviously, Bitcoin showing a little bit of rough price action to start October, as myself and a lot of other YouTubers across the space, your entire crypto Twitter timeline was probably telling you October is here, 50 basis points cut. We have the stimulus coming through China. A lot of these things lined up to be very positive catalysts. But at the end of the day, we had a macro catalyst come through the door with the fact that there's potentially a war brewing, missiles, all this stuff that we heard. I'm not going to dive too deep into the ins and outs of that. I'm not a geopolitical news channel. I am a crypto gaming, AI, and trading type of channel. So we're going to keep it to that. However, it has resulted in pretty rough price action for Bitcoin to start the month. So we've gone from 66K all the way down to, fighting to maintain this 60K level. And it kind of begs the question, is Uptober canceled? Is Christmas, as if you watch Power, great TV show, Tommy's like, I'm here to cancel Christmas. Well, is Christmas canceled? Is Uptober canceled? Is the Q4 run canceled? Really, to me, it's not. And here's why. Over the last few Octobers, you can go pinpoint the dates in which these things begin. And on the all chart here for Bitcoin, and this one just goes back about 4 years on Nexus, but we can take a look here. October, right in here, you see really the gist of the price action begins about a week into October. It moves up from about 43K all the way up to 65K at the peak, but about 63K in October. When we look around this time period last year, really, it was until the 12th of October until the movement really began. And then we saw this thing rocket upwards from 22K or 26K up to 46K. So, and over the previous cycles, there's data out there to show the run typically begins between about the 10th and the 15th of the month. Honestly, this to me is just par for the course, and we could not have expected like war news coming across literally on October 1st, which has kind of derailed the momentum that we had in the market. However, I don't really foresee this being something that stops the Q4 run. History doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. Q4 Uptober run. October's historically the best month in crypto's history. On top of that, we have the election season, which has shown to be a pump factor over the last 3 election cycles. That's 3 cycles worth of data that has come through every single time. My money is still on by the end of the month that we see a big boost in price action here from this 60K level. So what are the things you need to be focusing on? And what am I focusing on? Well, number one, obviously, the things that I'm most bullish on in gaming. And right now, we have a few big tokens coming up for projects that I really do believe know what they're doing. And I'll just go ahead and run through those. We have Seed World, which has their utility and the sinks. And it's the ecosystem within 𝗖𝗢𝗧𝗢, the open world game that really sets out to kind of even the playing field. A lot of these economies have been just unfair or unsustainable. 𝗪𝗥𝗏𝗧𝗏 and the team at Seed World are really cooking. As you can see, these are the token sinks regarding the lands. You can go ahead and get these different types of resources and treasure islands, whale islands, megalodon islands as well. So you can go ahead and lock these up in pools for your land. It really does. If you look into the economics and everything that they're doing at Seed World, I think it's much more sustainable than the things that we've seen. This TGE is on the 11th of the month. And I think that, I think 𝗖𝗢𝗧𝗢 and Seed World, this is going to cook. That's just my opinion. And then we have Carve going live here next week as well. It looks like, it's on pre-market. I think that this would typically probably hint at the fact that this is going to go live in the next 2 weeks or so. So it seems like Carve is coming to market as well. They raised a lot of money during node sale season, and I think that they're also going to do very well on launch. So those are the couple TGEs I'm currently looking forward to. As well, we have mobile games in Web3 just absolutely cooking. We have stuff like Goat Gaming. Goat Gaming, 2 million users and 20 million on-chain transactions. I know their Telegram ecosystem is absolutely popping off in the Goat Airdrop Season 2. As well, I know there's some big updates coming up regarding the tangible airdrop that you will receive, so we'll update you on that. Also, they've added more partners, 13 tribes added to the airdrop. So if you hold Azuki, My Pet Hooligan, G3, Super Champs, Play Ember, any of these collections, you can jump in and you actually get a boost on your airdrop in this campaign. So you can jump in. And then we also have, Super Champs absolutely crushing it. We have Infinigods crushing it. Really, Rumble Kong's League is a mobile type of experience. They're absolutely crushing it. So for me, mobile games are really showing that they're here to stay in Web3. Meanwhile, Telegram games are kind of fading away. Hamster Combat, Cadison, those types of things. I don't think that that's too sustainable long term, but it's good. We need the unhealthy stuff to filter out of the space. So that actually is a bullish factor, in my opinion. From there, we see, if we look here, we have Off the Grid on now PC, PS5, and Xbox. Absolutely tremendous update here because we have a mainstream-esque title in Off the Grid, which you can now play across all major consoles on your PC. This thing is by far the leading game of the cycle. And I love what Coop says here because whenever we talked about Off the Grid a little over a couple months ago and we said the trades that we're getting into, it was Avalanche, Beam, and Super. All 3 of those have done well. Avalanche and Super specifically have cooked, and no one is going to want to give Avalanche credit for Off the Grid, but most people have a big bag of some token and won't acknowledge anything else. In fact, a lot of people will be outright negative about it. Meanwhile, I think Avalanche is one of the better trades in the market right now, down at $24 at the moment in time. This thing got up to 120 last bull cycle. Even in the recent run, it went up to about $56. I think that Avalanche is one of the safest downsides but high upside trades that you can take in this market currently. And it is like a beta play to, if off the grid hits, it's on Avalanche. And then I think the whole Avalanche ecosystem from there is going to expand, and you're going to see token growth, which Beam is built on Avalanche. Superverse is partnered up officially with off the grid. And if we go look here, I agree. Elio says, ignore the charts, join a cult, believe in something. Super has become the culture coin of gaming. And I think that that's very important because you latch yourself onto something that's like MOG-esque, right? Everyone's putting on the green headbands on their profile pictures. It really is shaping up to kind of be like the meme slash culture slash all-in-one token in the crypto gaming ecosphere. So for me, if I'm trading off the grid and planning to benefit and profit off that narrative, and maybe I can't have exposure to the Gunzilla token, it's easy for me. That's getting into Avalanche, Super, and Beam. Clear cut, easy way to get exposure to this. And I think that if off the grid succeeds, Avalanche runs, you're going to see all the ecosystem games underneath Avalanche do well. Stuff like Domi Online, playable games, etc. I think you'll probably see an entire ecosystem pump from that if this does come through the door. So a big shout out to off the grid, now on all major consoles. We have big flashy names which have left the space and more sustainable ones coming through like Sony, EVE Online. It's a good time to be bullish on gaming coins, and some of the ones I'd hyper focus on at this point in time, as mentioned, Beam, Super. I would look at Ronin. I would probably be looking at Avalanche. I think Solana you can even tie to gaming. I think Polis, the Star Atlas ecosystem token. Let me get down to Polis because this is one of the more bullish tokens to me. If we look at the yearly chart, this thing has performed very well. It got as high as 66 cents last year around the Q4 pump. I think we probably see something similar here, only a $44 million market cap. As far as a low market cap trade, this is exactly where I would be looking in the gaming ecosystem. But also, Wilder World, I'm speaking with the team, there's some big stuff coming around the corner, and the token's really been stagnant this month. Let me find Wild. Really like, 6% on the month. It is down this week just because the market's tanking. But if we look at this chart here on the all, this one went up to $1.16 just 6 months ago. You're looking at an easy 6x if this thing gets back up to local highs, which I think it absolutely will. I think this has 10x potential and possibly a little more. And I'm always conservative with my predictions, but when you look at what's coming, and I met with the team over in Singapore, I played the multiple new games that are coming out, the shooter, I saw the open world in action, freaking crazy. They have the Rebellion game, which is the first person shooter, mining and land, and their land, just like what Seed World is doing, I think is going to revolutionize like open world metaverse land. We have the L2, which is the Meow chain, if you haven't been tuned into that. AI powered avatars and NPCs, open world access. Team is cooking on all of it. So really excited to see all of that come to the market. So I think for me, if I'm DCAing today, let's say 5 gaming coins: Super, AVAX, I would say Beam. I'd probably be DCAing something like a Wild and a Polis. I think for me, those are the 5 tokens today that I would be the highest on DCAing in that market. If we're going to look into the AI sphere from the tier list yesterday, for example, I'd probably be taking some nibbles at a lot of the A tier stuff like GPU, Neural AI, stuff like PAL, 0x0. For me, I'm just so high on Tau, I would still be taking nibbles there. And then a gaming AI hybrid, I'd be looking at Prime. So those are the tokens in the AI sector that I would be most focused on. And of course, let's talk meme coins. I think that there's 2 that are just easy trades. Number 1 is Brett. Brett is going to be the king on base. I think base will have a mass onboarding moment throughout this cycle. You could hold Coinbase stock. You could hold the top meme coin on base, which is Brett. And I think Brett is a leverage play on Coinbase. So I love Brett. This is a free money trade under $1 billion, in my opinion. This thing has gotten as high as almost $2 billion, like $1.9 billion in the month of June. I think we get back there and more. So I would be looking at Brett as well as MOG. Like, I'm keeping it really simple right now. I'm DCAing MOG. and I'm scaling into whenever there's dips on Brett. I think that those are the easiest trades, because if you watch that video that's circulating around, Token 2049, meme coin super cycle, it just makes sense. With the social media era, the attention span stuff, what's the easiest thing to understand? It's memes. So you're going to get involved with the cult or the culture that really does resonate with you. For me, Brett and Mog are at the forefront of that. So those are two that I'm very, very hyper focused on currently. Now let's talk about airdrops. So let's say you're fully exposed into the market. We've talked about this quite a bit, and we've gotten you really early involved in GOAT, Infinigods, Super Champs, RKL. We got you early involved in a few of the recent TGEs as well. So right now, this is the biggest one on the horizon. It's SoFon. SoFon is backed by Beam, Zentry, and just today, Binance Labs went ahead and invested into SoFon. So this is a big development, and this is active now. You can jump in. SoFon.xyz at the top left, there is going to be a farm button. You can come in and register to start farming SoFon points, which will be redeemed for SOF, which is their ecosystem token. I think this is going to be massive. They did a big node sale, really crushed that. And with Beam, Zentry, and now Binance Labs behind this, I think you could probably safely assume this will be a Binance listing on launch. So that's one I'm tuned into. And then a brand new one as well. We have World Play League. This is like an esports play. So whenever you look at the description of the project, world's first player-owned game league. This is on Immutable and Scale. And as bearish as I am like Immutable Tech, I think Scale is tremendous. What they're doing for Web3 games is what we need in the space to kind of bring it to the mainstream. So for me, World Play League is a really good early opportunity that's not going to be as saturated as some of the other ones that I've also brought over the time period. So this is a Discord-based campaign to earn WPL World Play League tokens. You just go in, submit your wallet, get 200 plus impressions, complete tier 1, 2, and attend 3 AMAs, high impressions, quizzes, and content creation, max input on all your tasks and quests, and become a platinum player. All of these things will accumulate into a bigger share of your WPL airdrop. They have great backing. This team I've been in contact with, these guys are crushing it, and it's a pretty under the radar project. So this is a little bit alpha. You might not even hear about this across other YouTube channels. Let's say you've been farming Super Champs, Infinigods, GOAT. I would definitely start farming something like a SoFon, like a World Play League. Start looking at those lower, not lower, but like, undervalued, kind of not talked about as much airdrops. That's where I would find value in farming today. And then lastly, guys, I just want to thank every single one of you. Every single video coming out, showing support. We just hit 100,000. Back here above my bookshelf, we got the 100K plaque back there. I just got it in the mail a few days ago. It's been a heck of a journey on YouTube with you guys. And really, we're just getting started. We're going to 10X this throughout the bull market and try to, win alongside every single one of you. I think we have such a ripe bull market ahead of us. And I just have to thank every single one of you for 100,000 subs. We're already at like 104K as well. So keep sharing the alpha, like the video, subscribe to the channel down below, and of course, keep your crypto secure, please. Like I can tell you, there's not a day that goes by. Let me grab this other ledger here. There's not a day that goes by, A, that I'm not, trading, but B, I'm keeping my stuff secure, between NFTs, between long-term portfolio coins, between anything that I don't want anyone having access to. I have a completely cold wallet that I just input and send out. I have a wallet that I, only trade NFTs on. All of this stuff, it's very important. Ledger Stacks is the most advanced ledger made to date. It reminds me, like I said last video, like a version of the iPod Touch, but it's for an industry that I freaking love in crypto. So it keeps your crypto secure. It's a fun experience. Drop down below. You can get access to the Ledger Stacks in the description. And guys, Uptober speculatively could be canceled, but if I have to put my opinion out there, I think we have so much to come in Q4. History shows us that Q4 election season, all of the factors that have lined up for us for this cycle and for this end of year shows nothing but bullish catalysts. And I'm going to trade like that. I'm DCAing my highest conviction bags right now, and I'm making sure I have exposure because once again, you're not going to time perfectly the bottoms and the tops. But what I can tell you is over the next 12 months, I think we're going to see the most explosive run that we've seen in crypto since the bull of 2021. And you need to have exposure. So time in the market will be timing the market every single time. like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, play well, my friends.